Man, I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. Sasha, real life here, Gye-Nyame journey. Listen, I'm trying to tell you. You think I'm playing with you? You better get to you better finish eating, take yourself to bed. Had a meeting late tonight. You know, we do our thing. We do our thing at Gye-Nyame journey. Meet with the family because we got a very large family. So, and you know, but as Jay-Z well put, nobody wins when the family feuds. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, trying to make sure there's some peace so that we get stuff done. Several meetings today, and getting ready for the next fast. The last 21-day period, which was exactly 9 days ago.
This call is being recorded.
Was exactly 9 days ago. I just finished 21-day fast, actual fast, no food, just liquids, and then for 3 of the days, no liquids, or for 7 of the days, water. And then in the midst of that, I did a 3-day no water fast, no food fast. Went back to water, back to juices, back to regular food. Now, right now, during this 21-day period, I am doing a workout a day, trying to get back into my workout and my meditation. So I'm working on that piece right there. I'm adding a little bit. You use these 21-day Nguza challenges, which if you go to the Gumroad site, I'll post it up for anybody that's interested. If you go to the Gumroad site, you know what I'm saying? I got it in there. You could fast, you could do different things. Use the 21 days to make a change for you. Now, the next 21-day fast, I want y'all to check this out. I'm doing what I'm calling the Millennium Urban Gym Fast. What is this? I am only going to eat, well, let's put it this way. 85% of the food that I eat will be food that has been created, grown, cultivated by the young people that I'm working with. Let me say that again. At my school, we have a garden. At my school, we have an inside garden, right? We have a market that we go to. So for 21 days, 85% of what I eat will only come from them. And I may up it up to 100% because I want people to understand, like, you know, we on a whole nother level of education, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this. I don't know nobody else that's going to be able, and you know, and maybe some other people out there, maybe there's other people that take the challenge with me, but I don't know nobody else that could survive off of food that is produced by their children in the so-called first world, right? Let alone out of the school system in which they operate. So my children will be feeding me. So if there's nothing available, I will not be eating. So I'm going to eat a lot of greens. I'm going to have a lot of greens. I'm going to have a lot of tomatoes. I'm going to have a lot of stuff that's going to be coming straight from that. And that's going to be starting in exactly maybe 9 days. Right? So, first off, I need to let you know you are now rocking with the best. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Of course, you know this is a Heart of a Simple production, and you are now listening to Folk Tales for Grown Folks, and we gonna chop it up tonight. Call your friends. Well, we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Somebody on the line, so let's see what's going on. Who's on the line? Oh, Brother Shock on the line. I hope you got your glass, man. Peace, this is Brother Hatim, and you have joined us on Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.gyenamejourney.com.
All my brothers and sisters, hold hands and bow your heads.
Shouts out to Miss Cynthia Johnson.
God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth amongst the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? I say, defend the poor and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and the needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They go upon and go.
But this is how they discover scrolls. Look at that.
I have said, ye are God. All of you are children of the Most High. You shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth. Thou shalt inherit all nations. Allahu Akbar.
Very mature. We're gonna sip on that.
Too late.
Hey, I'm not gonna tell y'all again, ladies.
This is Kabara Franks, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
This tea been sitting here for about 3 weeks, so y'all might get to witness me die.
Check out what we have done in the past. Go to JourneyArchives.com.
But I can see it's alive. Look at all that. Damn, I'm scared.
This is Adam Sheik, aka
right,
Ace,
live
from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Alright, family. Shouts out. We got Brother Shaka on the line. Brother Shaka, can you hear me? Are you here?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. What's going on your side of the world, my friend?
Oh man, I'm having a beautiful, a beautiful Red June experience. You know, I came home, back to the land with some mature Red June that was waiting for me, and wouldn't you know it, it's just as wonderful to the palate as every other batch before. So,
well, I'll be the judge of that, man. I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Brother Shaka produces a drink called Red June, Red June. And like I said, he gonna describe it. It's available in Cleveland. He travels between Cleveland and Columbus. So those that want to make trades for it, you can. You know what I'm saying? We try to share what we do because we believe in what we do. And this brewing and this fermenting process in which we allow a SCOBY to help us is a very powerful thing. So, Shaka, you want to tell them a little bit about your drink before we jump off into the show?
Yeah. Of course, June is the champagne of kombucha, and because it's made with the raw honey and instead of sugar, and green tea instead of black tea. Mine in particular incorporates the medicinal value of the red teas as well, and other teas like soursop, which fight cancer and does all kinds of magnificent things. And all you have to do is research these teas to know the nutritional benefits. And so, yeah, I mean, if you study more into the whole, probiotic elixirs and understand what probiotics do for you, man, the application
is
unlimited.
It's
unlimited.
Incredible, family. Listen to me. A lot of us have probiotic issues. A lot of diagnoses that you have are probiotic issues, and because your doctors are behind the times, it's a possibility that you are being misdiagnosed. You know what I'm saying? It's a possibility, and the major thing that you may need to do is, one, properly breathe, drink you some water, eat a culturally appropriate diet. Now, included in eating in that culturally and drinking in that culturally appropriate diet, these Junes, this ambrosia, that ambrosia, all these type of drinks can help you. My daughters are supposed to be asleep, but they talking. Can you get into that? If you can't fit in that sleeping bag, you need to let me know so that you can get a blanket and lay your butt down. It's real life here at Gye-Nyame family. We're about to get into this show. Brother Shaka, so what else is going on up there in the land, as they call it, the beachfront property of Akron, Ohio? What's going on up there?
Brother, I stay inside of the bat cave for the most part, especially when I'm producing. So, being inside of the bat cave, I understand you had a little bit of a dialogue this morning about what's my man's name? Not Black Dynamite. What's his name? Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, yeah, had a little conversation about Luke Cage. Somebody called me Shades Part 2, 2.0. I ain't no goddamn Shades. All right, because I made it to the part where I got to be clear. I ain't Shades, right? I do like Mariah, though. But go ahead.
Oh, man. Yeah, so the new villain is, he's a Caparista. He's a Jamaican.
Right.
He got some real fly theme music. And, you know, I think that he's a well-rounded character for the show. And, you know, I got some criticism about the show. I was talking to Brother Allende yesterday. He's like, yeah, but, you know, man, when we going to evolve from black man, you know, fighting black man and killing black man and blah, blah. And, you know, I started watching the season. I feel like the writers had that in mind the entire time. You know, and even to the point where I feel like on the pilot, it might have even softened Luke Cage's character a little bit. But that's my opinion.
What might have softened
his?
I'll say that again. What might have softened his character again for you?
The fact that he is so overly concerned with his position in black and black crime.
Well, I mean, now we do. One of the things that I do enjoy about the writing is the development of the characters. This time, they are taking a lot of time and developing the characters. You get an insight into Mariah and why she is the way she is. You get insight into Luke Cage and why he is the way he is. You get to meet Luke Cage's father. You get to see what's going on with Shades. You get the backstory for Bushmaster, and you get, I mean, you got all these characters running alike, and you start seeing. They try to make you see similarities between the characters, but I don't see a lot of similarities. I see different individuals in different parts of their path, and for me, it's a real good experience. I haven't finished it yet, so it's been a real good experience in trying to stay up and watch this show. One of the things that I'm real glad that I finally got a show to deal with is the whole color struck thing, right? Because when I start watching it and I really start looking at the Mariah character, and we started understanding a little bit more of why she is the way she is, it'd be like, damn, dude, you know what I'm saying? I was a step away from that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I really understand it, but I want to send shots out because I think Miss Tiandra is on the line and Miss Tracy is on the line. And why I got her online, can you give us a report from the great Simpson land at this point in time?
Am I allowed to do that?
I mean, what's going? I mean, you ain't got to tell us everything. Is everything all well? I mean, how are you enjoying
Everything
it? Some
is
of the
all
activities.
well. I am really enjoying myself, and more girls definitely need to come to this camp. This camp is very, very much awesome. I know my daughter won't miss anymore.
Oh, she won't miss anymore?
She won't miss anymore.
So, you know, people got to go and see. And for you as an adult, what does the camp, because this is what I want people to hear, because this is part of our family. This is something that we could offer many people around here. This is something we could fundraise. We could do collaboration camps. We could send young people to this camp. We could go on and supplement what happens at this camp with stuff that we're doing with Gye-Nyame. So as an adult, how is the camp affecting you at this point in time? Because y'all in about day, what, 3 now?
Yeah, I think it's day 3.
So right now you're going through a transition. Right now you're probably going through a transition at this point in time. So how is it affecting you? Because this is a rites of passage for you at this point in time.
It is.
You learn about yourself. Go ahead. Come on, girl.
Yeah, it is. It kind of like started off as, you know, warnings warming and welcoming, you know what I'm saying? And then it opened me up, you know what I'm saying? It gave me, once the warmth came, I felt invited in like family, you know what I'm saying? Like people that I don't know make me feel like I've known them forever, you know, so it's very, a real warming connection. And then it is like you said, for opening up, to finding more stuff out about myself, you know, and how that is affecting me and my strengths as well. And just doing a whole reflection of things that you never even thought that might be hindering you, maybe. You know, and it's giving you a chance to express it and put it in its place, you know, whatever place that might be. So and then you see the impact on the girls. Their unity is awesome here. It's nothing like what you would get, like no disrespect, none of that, no attitude. It's just great.
Now part of that is what we're trying to manifest in the city, because one of the things that happen, and a lot of people don't understand this, when you talk about rites of passage, there's 3 distinct phases. Actually, you could add more phases, but there's 3 distinct phases. There's separation, there's initiation, there's reintroduction, right? Mm-hmm. You also could throw the call in there. The call is when you receive the call and you move out. But one of the most important piece is the separation. Why is the separation important? Because you need to pull people up out of the environment that they are in and expose them to the unknown together. That causes individuals to drop their shields, drop their psychic shields, because they are in a place that they don't know, and it makes it easier for them to combine and begin to work together. We see it at our camps. Now, one of the things that you might need to start getting ready for is one or 2 things. One, where some of the young people may still be having issues of trust, because I kind of feel the capacity that you're in right now. So one of the things that you're going to start running into is that individuals are going to be challenging you, because they may want to see how far they can go. Now, this might be different for girls, right? And it's like they're testing to see how safe it is. And then also some of the young ladies who might not be going back to the best situation, even some of the adults that might not be going back to the best situation, may begin to have an attitude about it, because now they're on a high and they're going to start coming down from the high, because they're going to realize that it's time to go back to hell for some of them. Right. Time to go back.
That's exactly. And that's the second time I heard that today. That is the sad part of that, because, like I said, you're the second person that I heard reiterate that today. We don't know exactly what the situation is, where they're coming from, that they have to go back to. But why they are here, yes, they are definitely in another place. Like you said, that separation is letting them be disconnected to those negative vibes. So yes, the guard comes down and you gain that sisterhood.
You gain, and that's where it's formed. That's what a lot of people don't understand. They want to stay in. I mean, this is with schools, this is with businesses. Everybody want to stay and be comfortable and be on a winning team, but it don't happen like that. There has to be a separation. There has to be a separation process where you pull your team away from all the shit that they're familiar with and take them somewhere to build with. You don't have a tribe. You can't even form a tribe like that. Even with initiation, one of the reasons with initiation in a tribe, because check this out. Do y'all know that women, and some of y'all might get mad, women never had to be initiated? Because their initiation was present, their initiation was universal. It came from the universe. Womanhood began because it was direct outward signs, more than just them getting here on their body. It's certain things that start happening with their body, and they totally morph and they totally transform. And the women may have to do some education with them, but an actual natural rites of passage happened with them, right? Now, with men, because this is what's crazy, initiation is the womb of man. See, birth, check this out. Birth happens through the female womb, and that is the womb of the family. That is the womb of the tribe. That's the female womb. But the womb of society, let me take that back. The womb of society and the womb of the tribe is the initiation that men go through. Because our whole initiation was designed to imitate what women go through. See, this is where the disconnection happened, because we thought it was about us proving our manhood. But the way we was proving our manhood was going through a birthing process, putting ourselves back through a birthing process. The young men would have to be reborn again through the womb of manhood, right? But then the older men would have to, in a sense, give birth. So you would have a double initiation going on there. But a lot of us, a lot of us miss that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy that men are basically imitating women when we go through the initiation. I know a lot of y'all niggas gonna get sensitive about that shit, but that's the fact of the matter. You know what I'm saying? Because there's very few pains as great as the pain of giving birth. And women can't run from that shit. Men can run from battles. There's been thousands of men that run from battle, but once that seed is in a woman, right? And that seed is developed, she can't run from that shit. There's no running from the battlefield of birth. You can run from the battlefield of life, which a lot of men do. Right? So we have to make sure that as men, that we have a trial equivalent to what women go through. That's what the initiation comes from. So I'm glad you down there. I'm glad you got the full experience, right? Bring it home, be ready to work, because we got a lot of work to do this year. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. I know that. I'm ready.
All right. Miss Tiandra, you on the line, or you just listening in, or you got something you want to share with us today?
Hi.
How you doing today?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
well, thanks. How are y'all?
We're doing. I'm doing good. I can speak for myself. I'm doing good. You know what I'm saying?
How you doing, Tiandra? Shaka?
Hi, Brother Shaka. Yeah, I heard you on the phone, and I heard, I don't know if I've ever met Sister Tracy, but good evening. I'm grateful for you sharing your experience. So with the camp, for sure. I think I sent you a message, Brother Hatim. I don't know if you
got
it or not.
I got
it. I had an experience with the editor that I was working with, and I know it's all for a reason. So, yeah. So there was not a final product at this point, and I honestly haven't even revisited the document that she did eventually share with me after the release date, which was 5 days after she was supposed to upload it. So it's learning and it's growth, and it just is what it is. So I appreciate y'all's support as I do get this first body of work out that is close to 200 pages of written work that just is now in the final stages of being fully edited. So yeah, I hope that I articulated that well. I kind of just jumped in and shared that, but I wanted to make sure that I did share that because I do follow through with my word, and I'm really serious about, if I say that I'm going to do something, actually producing on that. And I just feel like it's been a longer journey than what I intended, but I also am working in a different new dynamic and with attempting to work with a team and assemble a team for an initiative that is, again, new territory for me. So,
all right, now,
if anybody's an editor out there,
right, there you go. There you go.
I hired and paid an editor who did not follow through.
Wait, time out.
Scared.
Time out. You gave her the money already?
It was in 3 installments, so she got the first 2.
See, that's why. See, now that's why I be putting books out with mistakes, because it's hard for me to just, well, I guess I could walk away from money, but oh my God. And I feel you, because I already kind of felt I felt you when you wrote, because it's kind of disappointing when you're waiting for something. And speaking of the what exactly are you waiting for? Because we got people on the line. I want people to hear about your project. Go ahead.
So I wrote I'm waiting for it to be edited. I wanted it to be done right.
I didn't
No, I'm
want to
talking
cut
about. Tell them
corners.
about your
I wanted
project.
to-
Remind them about your project. What's the name of the
Oh,
book?
so
What it's about?
the book is called, thank you, Brother Hudson. It's called Give Flowers When They're Due, and an ode to Black history. And so it's celebrating our forefathers and our foremothers that have come before us, but in conjunction with that, also highlighting up-and-coming trailblazers today and one another, and realizing that we can no longer continue to just celebrate Malcolm and Martin and Nia and Maya without adding new and recent and ongoing names of this era. And it's so relevant because we talk about how history and truth are perspective-based, and if we're going to teach the masses, as our education system does, they should be transparent about the perspective that they're teaching from. One, we should diversify the narrative, and in order to diversify the narrative, we should encourage one another to take account of our own narrative. And there's so much power in telling your story how you experienced it, as opposed to somebody else telling it or not telling it for you on behalf of you.
Word.
And what made it even more relevant in these past weeks is this wave of death that we're experiencing, and the suicide and all of that. And even with this young man who I speak, so it's written towards an audience for young adults. It is just to make an intimidating topic, or what may be perceived as an highly academic topic or a boring topic, to put it in our own vernacular, to where it's not about code switching, but it's about cracking the code, like we spoke about before, Brother Hatem, and writing it in a way that's going to prepare us for the higher education system, the standardized test system, right, including different aspects of that, but also just talking about our truth, our history, our culture, and our language through what we enjoy. And so, you know, with the passing of the young man, I honestly don't know how to pronounce his name. I couldn't tell you one song that he wrote, but he had the attention of the young people, or some of the young people, and a lot of the music artists and celebrities have just been saying, give me my flowers when I can smell them, blah, blah. Like, they keep using that same title. And so that title wasn't by mistake. The release date wasn't by mistake, which was Juneteenth. So, yeah, thank you for the opportunity to share about it. I hope I did a good job of articulating it.
Hell yeah! And we gonna support, and as soon as you get it done, I will be sending it out to our list. You know what I'm saying? Because hell, you know what? Maybe it might have been better for it to come out during Kwanzaa, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna help support it, family, now, because like I said, this is where we use our network. For those that want to call in, it's 614-300. No, that's the text number. 614-556-4535. Once again, that's 614-556-4535. You can come on and you can join the conversation. For those that want their ancestors on the list, or just want to get information about what's going on in the Columbus area, or even Cleveland area, or wherever, you want to know what's going on with Gye-Nyame Journey, hit us up at 614-300-1875. That's 614-300.
And for those that have experience editing, or would like to gain that experience, possibly.
Right. See, hit us up. And then also, Miss Tiandra, we putting together a newsletter too. So you know, I'm gonna be calling on you. Well, all those out there, we calling on y'all because we're gonna need help with putting this newsletter together. Don't have to be nothing complicated, but we're gonna need articles. Right? And also, I have an upholstery problem in my car. You know, I don't know if y'all know when you get the drooping upholstery falling off. If anybody know anybody that can fix that, because everywhere I'm calling, they saying it's gonna be $350 to fix it, over $350. And like I said, I could get that money, but if I got to pay that type of money, I would love for it to go back into our community a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm calling others, and I don't mind paying people for their work, but if there's anybody out there, if we know anybody in the family or anybody close to the family that can fix something like that. And I don't want JoJo. You know what I'm saying? JoJo who comes and looks at it and I give him a little deposit and then JoJo disappear for about 2 weeks. I want somebody about their business. All right? I want to get that fixed. And, I got some other stuff on my car that I need to get fixed. And I'm thinking about getting another vehicle so that, we could really do this thing on a whole nother level. So, all right, y'all ready for the Go ahead. Somebody said something? Okay. All right, let's go. Y'all ready for the folktale? Let's hit it.
Let's get into the folktale.
All right, the name of the folktale today, and I want people to understand, family, look, I'm not picking the folktales. I'm going through in order. Now, also what I want to offer to people is that I got each of these folktales categorized up under one of the principles. One of the principles, right? So if you're having an issue with the principle and you might need some advice on the principle, I have a whole layout with folk tales dealing with the principle that you might need to deal with. Of course, I'm going to put that together in a book for y'all eventually, but right now I got it's out there. I got it for you. If you need it, let me know. Now, what was crazy, I couldn't find this story on there. Now, what I'm also working on now is getting all of the proverbs that from the tribal quote from Gye-Nyame Journey workbook, all of the proverbs from this book, I want to categorize each one of them up under one of the principles. So what I want to do is to start being able to present people when they really identify where they are in their process. When you identify where you are in your process, as far as self-mastery, as far as nation building, you're going to be able to identify what principle you may be having problems with. When you can identify the principle that you're having problems with, I want to be able to refer you to a folk tale and some proverbs that might be able to give you the information more directly or indirectly from your ancestors that may have experienced some of the same roadblocks that you are experiencing, so that you can look at it and be able to pull that information down and get the answer that you need. All right? Because it's not complicated. What we're going through, other people have been through already. So here we go. The dogs and the hides. Some dogs, famished with hunger, saw a number of cowhides steeping in the river. Not being able to reach them, they agreed to drink up the river. But it happened that they burst themselves with drinking long before they reached the hides. Let me read that again. Some dogs, famished with hunger. What's up, CeeLo? I see you on there. Famished with hunger, saw a number of cowhides steeping in the river. I guess just soaking in the river. Somebody was cleaning the hides and just left them there. I don't know why. But steeping in the river. Not being able to reach them, they agreed to drink up the water, but it happened that they burst themselves with drinking long before they reached the hides. Now, the moral of the story says, attempt not impossibilities. Now, that's kind of a shortcut, but anybody out there want to comment on it before, let's get the discussion rolling. Y'all heard it, right? Very simple. Very simple. But I'm quite sure we're going to find a way to apply it to our life. I'm quite sure we're going to find a way to apply it to what's going on politically, economically. All these folk tales are multifaceted, family. Multifaceted, right? They come at us in different angles and they cover all points of life. All we got to do is be open to the opportunity to grow and learn. All right, so now, anybody you want to start off, Shaka, or you got something you want to say, Miss Tiandra, or y'all want me to just go and start it off? Uh-oh. Y'all still there? I might be by myself.
Yeah, you're good. I'm just listening.
Okay. Shaka done went quiet on me. He must be trying to lift that glass he got. You got to be in shape to lift this type of glass, Shaka. You started the glass war, man. Don't grow silent now, man. Come on now. Come on. I don't know what's up, man. What's going on, Shaka? Huh?
Damn, Ron, come on!
Come on, Shaka, come on.
What's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you, Shaka? tomorrow.
Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
What?
There is no tomorrow.
There's no tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
All right, you had your chance, Shaka. I'm about to tear this mug up. Here we go. All right, so we got a group of dogs, a group of hungry dogs. Right? Some dogs famished with hunger saw a number of cowhides steeping in the river. Now these dogs, they saw the of course the cowhides in the river, and they couldn't get to it, right? Because they were scared of the water, and obviously they was kind of scared of work too, because you got a pack of dogs. Brother Kwame is on the line, and he says, "How is it that such a great undertakings are engaged without considering the cost?" He said, and a lot of times, I mean, but think about this. Sasha, baby, please. It's real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey, y'all. You know what I'm saying? My daughters, I'm downstairs, they trying to wait for me, and they imitate us, right? Well, anyway, so Kwame asked a question: how is it that such a great undertaking was engaged without considering the cost? See, because the dogs, how can I put it? The dogs were not prepared, period. Because I want you to think about this. We got a group of dogs. It don't say one dog. It say a group of dogs, family. We got a group of dogs that is starving. How in the hell are you a group of dogs starving? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's like a tribe of us. You know what I'm saying? We're starving. What in the hell? What have you been doing all the way up to this point in time? Right? So obviously your whole ability to plan is horrible. All right. Miss Cynthia says, think first, visualize the process, and the outcome. Be realistic with yourself. Sometimes the truth hurts. They know damn well they can't see, but this the problem. They honestly didn't know that they couldn't drink the water. Many of us put ourselves in situations where we bite off more than we can chew. Right? And a lot of times we really don't know. Right? And then on top of that, they probably, because think about this. You have people that could cheer you on, and you be trying to do stuff, and they cheering you on, and y'all cheering on each other, and it's an impossible task. Right? And it's like, so this team was already dysfunctional even before the water. Right? Because there was no leadership, right, to be like, listen, think about this. This is division. All right, we're going to get to those highs. We're going to drink this river up. Who with me? Hey, I'm with you. Hey, we can do it. Hey, we can do it. You know what I'm saying? That echoes in my head because I have been in situations where we group of fools encourage ourselves to take on an impossible task. I know nobody else ever did it before. And and during this time of motivation, because right now everybody a motivational speaker, including myself. Everybody a motivational speaker. We telling people you could do anything. You could do anything. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of our people think that they could do anything. Right? You could do anything. But the fact of the matter is, if you don't, as Ms. Johnson say, don't have the visualization capabilities, you don't have a process. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not able to be real with yourself, you'll never succeed. This is why I tell people when we work with them, I did this just the other morning, when we work and when we take it on task, right? The first thing we have to do is we have to flip that Nguza Saba upside down and work up. We start from faith and work up to unity, right? But before you even do that, you got to have belief in yourself that you could do it. But you got to be realistic with yourself, because oftentimes, if we are not doing them, because a lot of people we're living vicariously, we're not really living. We're speculating on life, and because we're not doing things, when we finally try to do something, we honestly bite off more than we can chew, because we have no concept. So these dogs, obviously, was sitting around not handling business because they're famished. This means they're close to death. And it was so stupid that when they started to drink, they didn't notice that the water was going down. We're talking about total disorganization. We're talking about total disregard for process. We're talking about total disregard for strategy, and we're talking no culture whatsoever. Because culture, whether y'all know it or not, culture's main purpose, because culture is an idea, and in order for an idea to exist, it need thought, it need minds to help it continue on. So thoughts are living things, and a culture is a manifestation of a group's thinking, and cultures want to survive, right? These dogs had no culture that was moving them towards surviving, or they had a slave culture. Now, it's very interesting to me that they talk about dogs and not wolves. Because if we're talking about dogs, and they didn't even say wild dogs, they just said dogs. If we're talking about a pack of dogs, the reason they were so damn dumb, the reason they didn't know how to hunt on their own was because they had been domesticated. And for a lot of us, let's be clear, domestication is a nice way of saying slave. Now, slaves' culture is not designed for their survival. A slave culture is designed for their master's survival. So slaves will do things counter themselves and counter their own survival to benefit those who have them enslaved, even when the master is no longer around. Brother Kwame says, I'm telling the niggas to swim to the high and then do what we do. But they can't swim. See, we talking about a group of individuals that are totally incapable of survival. Because they're dogs. Because they've been domesticated. Because they've been eaten out of their master's hands. The water that they have been provided for them, so they have no idea that a river is almost bottomless. It's going to keep on flowing. The water is just flowing from the mountains. They don't even realize it. They're totally out their element. They're in nature now. Their environment that they come from is totally controlled. At least I'm assuming. Because I would assume it'd be wild dogs, but it's not even wild dogs. They just said dogs. Famished. Not knowing shit about nothing. Putting themselves in a dangerous situation. No vision, no purpose, no culture. Sasha? Huh? You are not supposed to be painting your nails. Put it down. Get your butt up on that couch if you're going to wait for me, and just wait. Sit down. It's real life here, Gye-Nyame. Thor being tricked by the giants to drink from the ocean of the world, and he thinking he could drain it in one draft. Now, Kwame, I didn't know you was reading those stories. I didn't know you was reading those stories. Because that story, right? That story is very appropriate because Thor was tricked. Right? Like you said, because it was one giant and he was a magician, and he tricked him into thinking that he could drink this cup. He saw the man drink the cup, so he said, I could drink from that cup. And the man took the world ocean and put it in there, and Thor tried to drain the whole thing, but he didn't. But here, Thor was being tricked. These dogs aren't being tricked. These dogs ain't being tricked. These dogs is just lost. These dogs is just dumb. These dogs have been domesticated. These dogs have been, in a sense, not prepared to live their lives, like many of us. Many of us. You know what I'm saying? Many of us are attempting impossible tasks. This is one of the reasons why it's good to have elders in your life. This is one of the reasons why it's good to have mentors in your life. Their ignorance is the trick. Ooh, go ahead, Kwame. Go ahead, Kwame. I hear you. Kwame say their ignorance is the trick. See, but I wouldn't even call it ignorance. Because for me, ignorance means that you know, but you just choose to ignore the truth. Ignorance. I ignore. Ignorance. Stupid. I just don't know. It's different than being ignorant of something. These dogs weren't ignorant. They didn't know. They was just stupid. Dumb. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't hear what was going on, and even if they heard it, they couldn't understand it. They had no idea. So I don't think they was ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Because we know some ignorant people. And, because whenever I'm applying ignorant to somebody, let me just be clear on, let me put my definition. When I'm calling somebody ignorant, I'm saying because they are ignoring the truth. And we know a lot of those. So why don't you just go to bed? I mean, if you're going to wait with your mouth shut. Real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey, y'all. Right? You know what I'm saying? Starting to wonder. You one of these dogs that I'm talking about on here? Huh? No? Okay, you better listen. You going upstairs? Good night. You coming back down? Yeah. All right. So, all right, family. So, I'm just saying, this one is not super complicated, but you know what I'm saying. Now. This is the challenge. This is the folktale of the week. For those that are on the Goose Cyber Challenge, those in Gye-Nyame Journey, this is the folktale of the week. So we got another 7 days to digest it, to break it down. You know what I'm saying? To reassemble it and to pull some wisdom out of it. So if you would, you know what I'm saying, you go and like and share this or save it so that you come back and you can post up some comments on it. Family, we have to start sharing the information that we mine from this shit. You understand what I'm saying? We got gems here that we're able to mine up from somebody that was in a situation very similar to ours. Right? And the moral, let me read it for you one more time. With the moral. Some dogs famished with hunger saw a number of cowhides steeping in the river. It kind of make you wonder, why would cowhides be just sitting in the river without being guarded? Not being able to reach them, they agreed to drink up the river. But it happened that they burst themselves with drinking long before they reached the hides. So not only they basically committed suicide, family. Y'all, sometimes when we bite off more than we can chew, we end up killing ourselves. Bad leadership, no culture. My fault. Bad leadership, slave culture. That's bad leadership and slave culture gets you death. Bad leadership combined with slave culture will bring you death. Right? Slave culture teaches you to be totally dependent upon others. That's slave culture. And many of us, even though we don't want to admit it, many of us, we exist in this slave culture right now. And I ain't just talking about because as African Americans, many of us are descendants from individuals that came from enslavement, right? Captured folk. But I'm talking about, if you look at how many of us work right now, many of us basically are on plantations. And if we had to get out and get it for ourselves, could we? Understand it. You know what I'm saying? You pay all this money for this type of stuff and stuff be happening. It's ridiculous. And I think the most important piece for me here is dogs. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that dogs, when they say dogs, and a lot of times in these stories, they're talking about domesticated creatures. And the question that is resting on my heart for myself as well as my family, are we domesticated? Are we domesticated? Because house dogs and even dogs in the yard, they ain't chasing rabbits. They're around that food bowl when it's time to eat. They ain't out getting it for themselves. They know where to go to get water, and it ain't out there. It's from the hands of their masters and black folk. Gye-Nyame, tribe. Are we domesticated? Like we was talking about at the beginning. I mean, how many of us have really separated ourselves? Really take time to separate ourselves and really get out here and into the world and try to survive for 2 and 3 days without all this shit. I mean, you even take this shit out there with you. Separate yourself so that you can see. See, we are perfecting processes in Gye-Nyame so that you can really discover you. See, as a dog, you don't get to discover you. You know what I'm saying? Because your job as a dog, your job as a slave is to make sure that your master is safe. Make sure that your master is comfortable. Make sure that your master have everything that they need. And hell with you. Slaves are the most selfless individuals on the planet. And let me say this. Let me say this. Who is the most selfless people on this planet right now? When we look at ourselves, we're so domesticated that we put everybody else's welfare before ours. That's a slave mentality. And I know that sounds fucked up. Because, you know, a lot of our spiritual systems tell us that we need to become selfless. But family, I think before you could become selfless, you have to kind of discover the self first. And I know that sounds, I mean, it's sort of a paradox, right? In order to, how can you give up something that you never had? It's not a sacrifice. What is not one's own is not a sacrifice. Since we have not really discovered who we are, and since we have not really operated as a people, how can we give up something that we never had? It's not a sacrifice. It's not yours. It's not ours. We've been domesticated, and because we've been domesticated, we don't know ourselves. So before we could give up ourselves, we got to get familiar with ourselves. Got to get to know ourselves. You don't find it strange that the people who have the less have the least, and I know it's other people in other countries that we believe we have more than, but let me be honest with you, family, right? When I went to Ghana, one of the things that used to amaze me, because I kind of laughed about it because, you know, in my arrogant American shit, right? And I start thinking about it. I would get up and I would watch individuals get out in front of a little house, take a broom and sweep dirt. And I laugh at that shit. Until I start thinking about it and I said, they sweeping their dirt. That's their shit. No matter how little it is, they trying to make sure it look good. They out there sweeping their shit, full of pride. I'm like, I can't even do that shit, because I ain't got no dirt. Right? I ain't got no dirt. Family, we ain't got no dirt to get out and sweep. We ain't got dirt to sweep. We renting shit. We in debt. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the shit is crazy, right? And it's this whole mentality, and we got to find subtle ways to break the programming, because we're moving on loops. We got logarithms running through our minds that are generations old that we need to go on and start reprogramming, and we got to be able to put ourselves in situations where we could change that. We gotta get away from being these dogs, because many of us are sitting trying to drink up the water. Being selfless. Trying to drink up the water. Trying to do an impossible task. Being tricked, as Brother Kwame put. Being tricked. and accepting the trick. Matter of fact, we're satisfied with the trick because we don't want to see the reality because the reality is too scary. See, the fact of the matter is, family, that in order for us to move to the next level, we're going to have to be uncomfortable with being uncomfortable. We're going to have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what freedom is. Right? Freedom is because once you get it, you're going to have to fight constantly to keep it because somebody's always trying to take your shit. My fault. Algorithm. You're going to teach me the difference between those, logarithm and algorithm. We're running on algorithms. I'm sorry. Thank you, Brother Kwame. See, this is why I love my family. I want y'all to think, look, we got authors. We got editors, right? We got spiritualists. We got mathematicians. We got physicians. We got physicists. The only thing that's holding us back, it ain't even us. Shit, it's something. It's some witchcraft, some white fuckery out here. Something. It's something. It's something out here that's helping hold us back. But family, I won't hold you up any longer. I'm about to get up out of here. Think about the folktale. Add some comments. Post pictures. Let's go and start working on these things together so that we can start growing because I know there's another angle that I'm missing. I'm missing it. And I need your help to find the angle because there's something in this proverb that's special and it's unique just to you. But the lesson that you get is not yours. It belongs to your tribe. So share the lesson so that we could get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm missing something. Help me find it. All right? But yo, this is Brother Hatim, and I am out. Peace out, Facebook. Peace out, Spreaker.